this morning, Pat Mcgrath just revealed her newest collection and we're gonna experience it together. Now before we get into it, this is just a shopper drop. I do not have the items. I'm going over the reveal, gonna show you my first impressions and what I think and what you guys think as well. This is a series I do on my channel on highly anticipated launches for me that I'm excited about, and I'm excited about this one. So I actually haven't really looked at this one yet. I checked, of course, to make sure first that it was revealed, and I have all of the items pulled up in links, but I haven't yet done the deep dive. So I'm heading over to Pat Mcgrath's Instagram right now to see what content she has posted. So this is the reveal video. Let's look at it together. I haven't watched this yet. So this is called the New Love Collection. This is what I can see on the Instagram right now. Fall in love with this special limited edition collection that celebrates love in all of its magnificent forms. So, okay, let's just look at it. That looks like the last Bridgerton packaging. But it's a bigger collection than I thought it was gonna be. So we have some blushes. That is the Bridgerton lip stuff, and it looks pretty safe on the eyeshadow palettes, but it looks like we have 3 new Mothership eyeshadow palettes. Very neutral pinky tones. Look at that. A little bit warmer. And an all matte palette. I don't think anybody asked for that. And liquid eyeshadows. Okay. That's a new product from Pat Mcgrath. This is very old school packaging for Pat Mcgrath. Comes kind of like lab sample style. And is she reusing the Bridgerton lipsticks? I think she is. And I hate those matte lipsticks. And then we have some blushes. I'll see in a moment if they already exist or not. And the under eye powder repackaged, which was also just repackaged for the Lunar New Year collection. We'll talk about that in a second, but okay, this is kind of what I was expecting the collection to be color story wise. Now I know Pat Mcgrath comes out with a lot of rosy tones, right? But I mean, we weren't excited for rosy tones, but it's a Valentine's Day collection, so I'll give her the pass here. So as we're video playing, you know, it says there are 3 different baby Mothership palettes: Iconic Infatuation, Sublime Seduction, and Velvet Liaison. And then we have the liquid eyeshadows, which looks interesting, and lipsticks that already exist. Okay. Now if you go onto her website, she has more details and we can see all of the items more in detail. So you can sign up for early access right here. It arrives January 27th, so of course I will put the links for when it does launch, and you can get some better, you can get some better images of the collection here. But let's scroll down and look at each of the items. So you'll see that each baby Mothership is going to be $65. That's a lot of money. And let's click and see if we can get a closer look. Yes, we can. So this is, which one are you? Iconic Infatuation. This to me looks like the Bridgerton palette minus a hot pink and a blue or a green. So I feel like we already have this. No? I wonder if these are repeat shades. Even if they aren't, we definitely can find something similar. Here are the swatches for the first palette. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty palette, and I wouldn't expect any less for it being a Valentine's Day collection. So that's kind of where I'm like, about like, Pat Mcgrath certainly took an opportunity to get some more pink tones. Did she not? Like, she did. But this is what I would expect for a Valentine's Day collection. This one is pretty repetitive, but pretty. This one is more warm, kind of like hot, fiery Valentine's Day. So this is Sublime Seduction. I like this one. Again, we have tones that exist like this if you're a Pat Mcgrath collector. It's definitely safe. If you look at the packaging, I swear this is the Bridgerton packaging, just with some things kind of mixed up. It's like they took the Photoshop artwork and kind of changed a few things. It does say Love Collection. I like the packaging. I do, but it reminds me a lot of the Bridgerton. But this is pretty. It's warm. It's nothing special. 3 shimmers, 3 mattes. I don't need this. Am I gonna get it? Yes. But I don't need this. The swatches look pretty, but always keep in mind the swatches from Pat McGrath are always very amped up from how they normally look. And then the last one is Velvet Liaison, and what's interesting about this one, it is all matte, and I have never really seen a request for an all matte Pat McGrath palette. In fact, most people are asking the opposite for an all shimmery, glimmery, special shade palette. This is the opposite. I'm not excited about this at all. I can appreciate a good matte look, but I don't do them very often. None of these shades scream out to me as shades that I need to have. The matte brown in here doesn't look deep enough. Like all of these shades, with the exception of the bone shade, kind of are within the same depth level, more or less, just different undertones. It doesn't scream special or necessary to me, but I think Pat McGrath has a good matte formulation. I like that these lean more cool, but this is one where if I did not review Pat McGrath on my channel, I would not pick this one up. Very, very boring for me who likes shimmer shades, and especially for me who loves Pat McGrath shimmery shades. This is kind of the opposite of personally what I want. So I am going to purchase all three of the Mothership palettes, but if I didn't review on my channel, I don't know that I'd pick any of these up. The one that I would most likely pick up is Iconic Infatuation, because even though Pat McGrath has 1001 rose tone palettes, I do like it. Like, this one is really pretty. This shade right here, Platinum Divinity, I bet you it's going to be stunning. So let's see if there's anything on the website that stands out to me. I don't think so. It's just another rendition of a romantic rosy palette, but very interesting that she came out with an all matte palette. So let's see what else the collection has to offer. Okay, so this is interesting. The Fetish Eyes Longwear Liquid Eyeshadows. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is an all new formula. They are going to be $29 each. I do like that she's putting new formulas in collections. I thought the last new formula of the pots was kind of a bust. These look a little bit more promising. I mean, the packaging looks a little lab sample-y, but more luxe because of the designs on here. So I'll have to see how like heavy it feels, because if it feels like cheap plastic, I'll be disappointed. But if it feels heavy and like glass, then that will give it the luxe feeling. And we have 7 shades. I'm already looking at Cosmic Chartreuse. I love like a green olivey chartreuse shade on my eyelid. But let's see. Here are all of the swatches that aren't actually going to look like this. But Divine Champagne looks stunning. Luna Rose, that second one, I'm definitely picking up that one. What is this one? Bronze Bijou. Smoldering Seduction is 4. Platinum Bronze is 5. Twilight Platinum is 6, and Cosmic Chartreuse is 7, which looks a little bit more gold on these swatches. So for me, what shades am I picking up? Definitely Divine Champagne, because this is my wheelhouse, right? You always have to have a good champagne. And then I'm tempted for Luna Rose, because I love a rose shade. But I also like Bronze Bijou. I also like this one too. I like the shades that she picked. They're quite safe, but they're good lid shades to be for the Longwear like liquid eyeshadow. Probably won't pick up Smoldering Seductions, a little deeper than I prefer, or Twilight Platinum, but the swatch here, that they all look beautiful. I'll have to see what sets they have, right? Because I want to pick up all 7, but I do not need to pick up all 7. And then Cosmic Chartreuse looks beautiful. If I pick up everything in this collection, it's going to be too much money. I gotta slow my roll down. So a liquid shimmer shadow. It doesn't look like there's any glitters in here. It just says shimmer. Creamy texture, blendable, crease-proof, smudge-resistant, 10-hour wear. And that's all we have. I don't know what the glimmer shimmer formulation is going to be like. That's what I'm curious about. I don't know. We'll see. I hope it is more special than just like a cream eyeshadow like the ones that she launched with the Star Wars collection. But we'll see. $30 is a lot for just one, but I'm definitely picking up a few shades. The question is what, right? Like, I like having them laid out here. I normally like a pinky shade, a champagne shade. I'm tempted with this one. These two look too deep on me. Definitely the chartreuse. And then, take a look at these, you guys. These are the Bridgerton lipsticks, right? It's the exact same packaging. I think she had leftovers and put them here. But did she launch Crimson Ecstasy? I'll have to check. I don't know if these are new shades or not. I don't think they are, but it's definitely not new packaging. And the packaging on these, if they're the exact same as the Bridgerton collection, feel a little wobbly. They do not feel luxe, but they are $30, so I believe they're a smaller amount of product. I won't be getting these. These are definitely a drop. Nude Venus is a beautiful shade. Can you stop? In the flat, they're pretty shades. I do like them, but I think I have them. And then 2 existing blushes as well, which is fine. Desert Orchid is actually one of my all-time favorite warm blushes, so you'll get the pretty box. I doubt it's even in new packaging. And then Flirtatious is also a favorite. So she managed to pick some of my favorite blushes in here. And then I do not like the liquid lipsticks. I find them to look too drying and wrinkly on my lips, so passing on that. And then same thing with the already existing blurring eye powder. I find it odd that what she's doing in these collections recently is throwing in a lot of pre-existing shades. I mean, it's fine because we got a lot of new stuff in this collection, but I don't like it, especially with literally putting the Bridgerton lipsticks in here. I like the colors that she chose, of course, but not interested in any of the repeat stuff. You can buy these on sale. Just wait. These have all been on sale. So the only things I have my eye on this collection are a few of the liquid eyeshadows. I want to see how she's going to do bundles or anything, but I will be picking up a few shades since it's a new formula. I'm not overly excited for them, but I hope they amaze me. I really do. I hope that on the eye they're just so glimmery, shimmery, long-lasting, and smudge-proof that I can give them praise. And the eyeshadow palettes are also very, very safe, is what I would say. I don't want to knock it. It's a Valentine's Day collection. These are Valentine's-y to me, but this literally looks like the Bridgerton palette, one of the two. This is just a warm palette. And then this one, I personally didn't ask for a matte palette. I've seen a comment or two maybe about people asking for matte palettes, so there you go. But even with this matte palette, they're all kind of similar levels of depths, just different tones, which I just, meh. So nothing is calling out to me. The only thing that I would say I'm excited for is to try the liquid eyeshadows, but I'm also not jumping for joy. Nothing is screaming out to me as being really exciting with this collection, but I will be picking up some stuff. I will be reviewing them for you guys. And even though I'm talking crap about these eyeshadow palettes, I still am excited for them because they're Pat McGrath eyeshadows. I'm a huge fan. What can I say? So yeah, but Iconic Infatuation is probably my most favorite. So that takes me over to your guys' opinions. As always with my shopper drops, I posted on my Instagram story that I wanted to hear your thoughts on the collection. So let's head over to my story now if you're not following me. Morgan Turner Makeup on Instagram. I posted, I want your thoughts. Let's see what we got. All right, early bird gets the worm as always. So let's see. Same old shades, new packaging, waiting for a new 10-pan Mothership. Yes, yes. And normally her 10-pan Motherships don't come until a little later into the year, and she only launches one every single year. That's how it's been for the most part, except for the initial launch of the brand. So it'll be a little bit, but I do agree with you, Victoria. Wow, it's exactly the same. It's a no. I'm sure some of the collection will end up on TJ Maxx. I mean, that's some tea, right? The Bridgerton collection, which I talked about a lot relating to these products, is already at TJ Maxx. So, same kind of deal. It's pretty, but I feel like the colors are similar to what she's already done. Yes, they are definitely similar, but they are pretty. I mean, if you like these color stories and you think you're going to wear them, I don't doubt that the quality isn't going to be good. But if you're a collector like me, I'm in a different situation. I don't need it. That pretty much summed it up. My neutral soul loves this. Oh, I love this take. I hope the liquid shadows are shiny like a Blitz Eyeshadow formula. Oh my gosh, I didn't even like comprehend that. I said I was hoping they had more glimmer shimmer, but this is the perfect way to put it. I do also hope that the liquid shadows are like a Blitz Eyeshadow formula. How amazing would that be? If she manages to pull that off, I will love those liquid shadows and they would be worth it. But if they're just like a plain Jane shimmery shadow, I will be highly disappointed. This is what I'm looking out for. And then I'm happy to hear you do enjoy this color story because you know what? These will feed the masses for sure because most of us are wearing neutral shadows anyways. Mcgrath fans and collectors, which is mostly what I have on my channel, of course we're going to be disappointed, but for the average Joe, this is a good collection. I'm not going to lie. Thank you for that take. That is a good perspective. Yep. The palettes look the same. They do from one another. Yes, there's not much difference. Just a matte palette, a slightly more warm, and a slightly more pink. Not a lot of variety. I would agree with that. Disappointed. An all matte Mothership mini. What? I was very surprised by that too. At this point, it seems like Pat wants us to be uninterested in her launches. It's a shame. I mean, as somebody who followed the brand from the very, very beginning, everything was so different and unique and fun in the beginning. The vibes are completely different. Now, of course, they're going to do what sells, right? So what do I know? But as somebody who was there at the start of the brand versus now, it's very different now. Beautiful, but if you have some Motherships, haven't you gotten these shades? I'd like to see comparisons. I'm definitely pulling out the Bridgerton palettes and I'm sure I could find some existing shades in here. Nothing in here for me. I got all of the shades already and other palettes, both the blushes and eyeshadows. Love this. Mariah said I'm actually really excited. Neutrals that will all be used by me. And if you're the person who stays away from Pat Mcgrath because the big 10-pan Motherships intimidate you, you're never going to wear them, this is the collection for you if you want to possess good quality Pat Mcgrath shades and you're a neutral wearer. So there is an audience for this, certainly. Absolutely, Mariah. This might be a good pickup for you. I know it's Valentine's Day, but all this pink again. I mean, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. It's Valentine's Day collection. I want to get excited about this, but sadly, it's more of the same from Pat Mcgrath, nothing unique. So looking through these responses, I would say we're all kind of on the same page. A few of you are excited, like look at this. Finally, a full matte palette. The color story overall is giving me wearable normie. There is an audience for it. Here's another one of you guys who's excited. I love the all matte palette. See, the all matte palette looks really nice. So there are people that are excited about the all matte palette and are excited about how neutral this collection is going to be. So I would say if you don't have much Pat Mcgrath, you love neutral color stories, this might be the collection for you. You know, with my perspective and what I own in my collection, is this anything exciting to me? No, but as a Pat Mcgrath fan, still excited to try the new liquid eyeshadow formula, but I think the general consensus is, But her Valentine's Day collections aren't normally like this big thing. In fact, I don't think she's had very many in the past, but this was way bigger than I was expecting it to be. I will be picking up a few things from this collection to review, but that's my thoughts for Shopper Drop this time. I will have all of the links when the collection launches on January 27th, so make sure you have my notification bell on to get notified of when that launches, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys, have a good one.